Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. So my Druid worked more or less as planned in the last two games, with, just surviving until I get up to 5 mana, and then I play a serious threat every single turn from that point. At least that's the theory. I don't know how consistent it is. Those two guys, especially the first one, I think had just like a bad draw. Or certainly not, but someone who has a more of a rush type thing going on could definitely get me into bad enough position I couldn't recover. And the Paladin here, Paladins are very rough, like, late gamey. If he has the right Paladin stuff, then he can match me card for card easily, and I might lose out in the battle. Not even ignoring whatever happens early on. Although I've got a very early gamey sort of hand for this deck. So it will be interesting. I did toss the Druid of the Claw is like an amazing card. Well, I could see keeping him in the hand sometimes, except I know that I can't, in this deck, there are things that have 5 and 6 cost, and there are a lot of them, but by pitching that 1 5-cost card, I couldn't get anything that was significantly worse in the starting hand. And there was a chance there was about a 2 out of 3 chance I'd get something better, so it was worth a shot. Okay, Paladin, let's see what you do about the Imani Berserker. Because as a Paladin with 2 or 3 mana, it's not easy for you to do 3 damage. So you can put out like a minion that I can hit him with and Berserk him. Then he'd be vulnerable to Consecrate or something, but still, the Paladin can't solve problems very well before turn 4. So this is not a bad position for me to be in. Now here's the thing. I can kill that guy with him, and it'll enrage him, which is awesome. He'll be more vulnerable to other stuff. But really, what's a Paladin with 3 mana gonna do 2 damage with? He could cast like a haste creature. Like he could drop a Bluegill Murloc and finish him off. But there's not a whole lot else. I think I'm going to trigger the Enrage that way, because I could also just Kung Fu him, not spend a card. Get some use out of this, getting an armor, and hit him for 2, but I think I'm going to try and go for the Enrage, so I'm going to spend all my mana playing the Dalaran Mage.
Who you want me
You get board control either way. Hitting him for 2, not that valuable. This way I have more stuff on the board, a lot more serious threats. On one hand, there's no way I'm losing both of them, but on the other hand, I don't really care about him. If this guy can survive and no taunt comes out, though, then getting that 5 damage will be awesome.
Let me think.
Now, next turn is when we find out, because next turn he can start... Oh, wait, he has a coin. Duh, he could actually Consecrate, that's true. If he has to use his coin for it, it's not as bad. I forgot, though, that he had the coin. That makes a big difference, and I was being kind of stupid in my assumptions. Fortunately, it doesn't really affect what I did. Coin Consecrate? Or a coin sword? Oh, that's different. Didn't really see that one coming. Well, this guy can bite me, so I guess I'm just going to bite him.
For the wild.
Board control is good. It was 1 for 1 card there. It's just that because I have stuff on the table, it is advantageous for me to keep the situation the same. At least he used his coin. So now if he Consecrates, this will still die, and it still actually won't do all that much. It's actually much less worthwhile now. So, okay. Those things are annoying, but I just hit 5 mana. So guess what? In a Druid with a bunch of fatter stuff, this would be a good time to, like, he doesn't have any real threats out there. I could just cast Nourish for the mana. Actually, I could go Nourish to gain 2 mana, then play the Kobold Geomancer. So that would be a pretty darn good turn, and next turn I'd have 8 mana. But in this deck, I don't really need the 8 mana as much as I just need... Yeah, I don't really need the 8 mana as much as I just need to start playing and keep playing strong 5-cost things. Now, the tough part here is deciding what to do about him. I want to play the Frostwolf. He'll come in as a 6/6, because that's better than playing him. If he's going to be 6/6, that's better. And I can play him after. So do I trade these guys to kill him? That seems like garbage. Well, he would survive, right? So I'd be trading him, hit there, so this guy would be a 1/2, he'd have a 2/1, and I would have the Frostwolf, and he wouldn't have his Death Rattle anymore. Or I could play the Frostwolf and just start do more damage to him. Yeah, I'm concerned that he might Blessing of Kings like that other game. So now if he does that, his guy will die even with the Blessing of Kings, so it won't be quite as horrible. It'll still be horrible. Just reducing the amount of stuff he has to deal with mine seems okay. I don't know. It's kind of an even situation because I didn't gain much from doing that. Probably would have lost anyway. Okay, that bites. A lot of silence going around. That extra bites. But he's using cards to deal with this stuff. Now he's getting pretty decent efficiency. I'm not like crushing him efficiency wise at all, but I don't know, could be worse. See, I was thinking I'd just play him and try and brute force my way through. The problem is against a paladin, this guy is vulnerable because the paladin could have up to 4 cards in constructed. Like there are 2 different cards that he could have multiple copies of that hose me with this guy by reducing his attack to 1. Because that sucks. Now, instead, I could still nourish for the mana. I don't think it's worth it. I'm going to want to nourish and draw 3 cards later when I run out in my hand. This would take up my whole turn, which I don't like for the mana-wise, but I don't have anything else that works out that well either, because playing these 2 guys also doesn't work that well. And I'd like to save the Geomancer in case I get a swipe, even though I only got the 1 swipe. Swipe or Wrath. I have 2 Wraths. Play him and then play this card that uses the spell damage. It's pretty cool. I guess I'll just use the Azure Drake. Draw a card. It'll be 1 cost. I don't have anything 1 cost, so it won't be something I can play. But then I can kill this with him, and then he's getting pretty good cash value even if the owl kills him. It's about the best I can do. Next turn with 7 mana, I can play him and Kung Fu, or I can play 2 guys with Taunt. Which I probably don't want to put them both out at the same time, because crazy AoE weirdness can happen, but I don't know. We're pretty evenly matched here. I went first, so I'm a little bit ahead on stuff, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, these people always have, like, something to kill whatever I have out there. It's starting to get annoying. Because he can take a big chunk out of one of my guys. Kind of like to draw a swipe or a bite now. Kill him for 4 mana, and then play this guy. And then I'd be in a better position for starting to put in other stuff. Because I don't really want to just play a fat thing and have him still alive. That's pretty miserable. If I draw a Wrath, I can do 4 damage with Wrath as long as this guy's still alive. So there are about 4 cards that I want to draw. One of my cards that will kill him. No, of course not. Oh, of course not. So I can play 2 taunts, which is pretty excessive. I can play one of these guys, and then I won't have taunt. One of these guys Kung Fu that. That helps a little, because then this guy can survive. I think that's the best I can do. I'm going to hope he doesn't do the thing, because it'll be a pain in the ass, but I can't really. It's not like he knew I had these guys coming to save it. But yeah, he could have Copies of Humility, or he could have Obey the Rules. Which would be the most annoying, because the Peacekeeper is a 3/3 for 3, who is basically just doing that for free. That would hose me. If he has to spend this guy and another card to kill this, I'm not doing too bad. That's why I have all these things, because the idea is that I have all these 5 or 6 cost things that cost my opponent more than one card to get rid of. Or at least for the Azure Drake, I get back a card even if it dies.
Not on my watch.
Wow, that is horrible. Now I really want a Swipe, Bite, or Wrath. Swipe, Bite, or Wrath.
My shield for Argus.
Oh my god. Swipe, Bite, or Wrath. Of course not. God damn it. 18 cards, of them, 4 would have done the job. So I guess my chances weren't actually that great. But it's been a couple turns now. I wanted one. I've already gone through some of those, so I don't know. This is miserable, though. He's so big. Ugh. Well, I guess the best I can do is play him for the taunt, and then him. And it's not going to work out well for me either way. But it was not going to work out perfectly for him. Like, he's going to have to lose this guy to kill my big one, I would hope. Or spend a bunch of stuff anyway. I don't want to just play the Boulder Fist right now, because this guy can just kill it.
May my ancestors watch.
I thought for a second I'd miscounted my mana. No. This sucks. A Swipe, Bite, or Wrath would have helped a lot. Like, Swipe would have been excellent, because it would have done 2 damage to all these, and 5 to him. But even the Bite, which doesn't benefit from spell power, but I could have bit him, taken 4 actual damage after the armor, and then finished him with this guy, and then the board would have been in an okay position. I would have done that, I would have had 4 mana and played the Shield Master, and then things would have been well in hand. Right now, things are totally out of control, and I don't know what's going to happen, but he has control of the situation, and I don't like it.
I've got the beast in my sight.
Ugh, that is horrible. That is the worst. My god, I really need something that can kill him. And I can't do that with Bite because of the taunt. So I told you, Paladins... Where were you a while ago? I guess it wouldn't have held, but like last turn he probably would have come out as a 6-6, been immune to that, and caused more problems. So I could play this and that, he'd be a 5-5, that would not really do the job very well. He's going to draw a billion cards from all these things, because I didn't get any of my things that would kill him, which are plentiful. I could Nourish, draw 3 of my 17 cards, and hope that I get one that can kill him, but it would have to be one of the Wraths, or the Smite, or no, sorry, one of the Wraths or the Swipe. The Swipe would be awesome, but there's only one, right? I'd be drawing 3 cards out of 17. There's a good chance that I would not draw the Swipe. Chance that I'd draw the Swipe or the Wrath, fine. I could probably get a Wrath and kill him, but that's not even drawing a card from the Wrath. And that would still Nourish plus the Wrath. That would be like pretty much my whole turn. I could maybe play him and then Wrath that still wouldn't kill this guy, so it's not working out at all. I'd like to play this guy, because at least he would have to trade this for it, hopefully, but even then he could just... No, he's got all these 4-2 guys. This is really, really bad. And because I'm running out of time, I don't know what's best to do, so I'm just going to do one of the many solutions that is not a solution. I'm pretty screwed, though. This guy sealed the deal. Up until this guy, I think the situation was recoverable, but now, yeah, my guys are just as good as his that I keep drawing, but he's going to draw more, he's going to replace everything that dies with another card at this point. It's horrible. He can, like, use these 2 to kill him, draw 2 cards, and then this guy and 1 other damage, or just find something else to get rid of him.
Not on my watch.
These guys are so strong. Okay, that's it. I'm boned. I was really surprised he didn't bubble this guy and use it to kill him. He could have just traded other stuff to get rid of that. Like, there was no reason. Like, he actually played his turn badly as far as I'm concerned. Because I should be even more dead than I am now, even though I'm pretty much maximum dead. I don't think Swipe can save me now. But he's not even going to try. Awesome. Freaking awesome. I'm dead anyway. If I got the Swipe, it would be nice, though. Let's just draw 3 cards. This would go well with the Swipe. I forgot I had it. No, of course not. No, I could play him at 4/6 taunt. That might help a little, but it's not going to do the job. Now I could play 1/7 taunt instead. A lot of them would die to 1, and I could claw this guy maybe.
What to do?
We're going to try. I think that might be mathematically slightly better, but it doesn't actually matter because I'm really just dead. And the card drawing.
For the wild.
If it was a Swipe instead of him, then I could have killed that, prevented a bunch of card drawing, and gotten rid of him and that guy, and I'd still be dead. So it didn't really matter. Although then I could have clawed and maybe finished off one of these guys. I don't think that I could... Like, it may have been mathematically possible with the Swipe to survive what he has on the board, but I'd be ending at like 1 hit point or something, and I would die to something. He doesn't have to do anything. Just smash, smash, 2, 4, 5, I'm dead. But I don't like quitting out from under attacks. It's like a pointless frustration there. Oh, he had so many of these guys. There's just no... I'm not going to say this game wasn't winnable, but he definitely had an advantage in terms of some combination of how good his deck is and what he drew. We're in one of those situations where I think I needed to draw like the right things at the right time to have a chance, whereas his deck was more even in that whatever he drew was probably going to help him. But no, that's bad. Now I'm 2-2. I've got to win this game in order to break even in the arena, let alone have any chance of continuing. That was rough.
Malfurion versus Thrall.
Shamans are also pretty rough in the arena.
I must protect the wild.
A lot of things can go wrong here. We're gonna ditch him and keep this other stuff. Yeah, okay. Same difference. That's the thing. Having the Shieldmaster early game is pretty good. I wish I had more of him in here, because he can solve problems okay. But, yeah. He didn't like his hand. He probably does have a bunch more expensive stuff. So I wasn't watching closely, but it sure kind of looked like he mulliganed all 3 cards. Flowers are pretty resilient sometimes. Okay, nobody's doing anything first turn. I'm not wasting my... I've got nothing to waste my coin on. I could, like, coin Kung Fu. That's not very good. I suppose I'll just Wrath it. Not the greatest, but might as well just keep the board clear. That felt like a slow casting animation.
Give me a quest.
Ooh, yeah, he baited out my removal card and then did that. I could coin swipe him, which would be, eh. I'm going to, I could coin bite him, I would actually gain 2 armor. But I think I'm going to go with the Shieldmaster. And hope that he can't kill him without losing his guy. If he trades his guy, if he casts some spell and then trades his guy for him, I'm okay with that. If he's actually able to blow this up without trading his questing adventurer, that's no good. Yeah, okay, fair deal. He even got overload out of the deal there, so that is fine. Actually, I messed up a little bit because if I hadn't drawn him, I'd have a pretty crappy turn here. I know, I think I needed to coin something to deal with the questing adventurer because he could have gone crazy. But if I hadn't, I'd have a coin now and I'd be able to play a 5-cost guy. Even then, my 5-cost guy is just him, so it wouldn't work out that well. Okay. Well, as it happens, I top-decked the Berserker here, so I now have a perfectly good use of my 4 mana. Reestablishing board control and giving me a guy. He's down 1 mana from that lightning bolt. Overload is, like, I think it's a very good game mechanic. Doesn't mean I like playing with it. It does very weird things. It's probably hard to balance. So I could play him as a 5/5. Play the Mad Bomber, who might enrage my guy, also might blow him up, but it's statistically really unlikely. You know, if the Mad Bomber does 1 damage to this, though, then I can do the rest with Kung Fu. And if it did 1 damage to this and 1 damage to this guy, that would be pretty ideal. Because then I'd have the Berserk damage. And it does give me a chance I might have more guys out to attack him with. Plus, there's that thing you don't like leaving totems alive. Now, I'm going to kill the totem with him anyway, but it'd be nice to, I don't know. I feel like the Mad Bomber might really work out here, and just getting a 4/4, not that exciting. Now, it's tempting to nourish for the 2 mana crystals, then play the Mad Bomber, but then, if the Mad Bomber doesn't work right, actually, that's not really that bad anyway. What does it matter? You know what? Let's do that, actually. Even though normally I'd rather use it for the 3 cards in this deck, I think, based on last game, that doesn't always work right. So let's just see what happens here. 1 and 1. Come on. No. Hitting this guy would have been awesome, but you know what? That's fine. It worked out about even. If I hadn't gone that route, if I'd played him first, that would have been an excellent choice because I could have hit that and gone through. But that is large. I'll give you that. So I could kill it with Bite and Bomber, Bite and Wrath, although it's the non-card drawing version of Wrath. I could Wrath this guy. It's 1 damage and draw a card. It doesn't have to kill them to do it. It's not like Mortal Coil. It's like it will always draw me the card. So I could use Wrath to do 1 damage to this guy, Berserk him, hit him for 5, and then I still have to do 2 damage to him. So it doesn't actually work out, but that's an interesting thing to keep in mind. I'd like to play this guy, and he'd be a 6/6. But then I'm not killing him in any way, shape, or form. Is it okay to leave him alive like that? I don't know. I could play this guy. He doesn't quite kill that, but I could just attack for 5, and I'd have taunt, and I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play him. I've got taunt. I'm going to Wrath 1 damage to this guy to draw a card. And I'm just going to go attack. Now, he could do crazy bad stuff with the spell damage here, but I think it's more likely he'll use like a big spell and kill this guy, or attack with him to kill this guy. Ooh, Fork Lightning, no! Wow. Ah! I was like, wow, his Fork Lightning totally missed. Nope, he's fine. He has no mana next turn, but that's really ugly. Didn't see that coming. Now, I can swipe this guy, and the swipe is not even helping that much, though. Because it's only doing 1 damage to the other ones. I could just do 2 bites. But I can't spread out the bites.
I wonder.
Kind of bites. If I swipe him, because I can only attack once, right? So I could use 2 bites, hit him, like kill him, and have 4 armor, but leave these 2 guys alive. I could swipe him, so he'd be dead, and everyone else would take 1. Then bite this guy and doesn't kill him, because he'd have 2 hit points left, and this guy'd still be alive. I don't know. I've got 2 of these guys. I should probably end up just playing one of them. So I guess what I should do is bite this guy and then play a Frostwolf Warlord. Kind of sucks. I'm getting bad use out of my Frostwolf, but...
Time waits for no one. For the wild.
do what you gotta do. If he just does this attack, then next turn I should be able to kill him with all my crazy forecast stuff that I got all at once at one of those rare times when I needed more fatties and less of this stuff. Because this is not the right choice for... If I had a choice of 2 5-cost things, this is the least likely one I would have played. That would have been much better for last turn. Okay, but now we can do stuff. Now, I can swipe him, it'll get rid of this, so I don't have to worry about multiplier effects, like Bloodlust and stuff like that. And I can play a Druid of the Claw with Taunt, and that'll stop things pretty good. Now, is it worth using a swipe to kill this and soften him up? Or would I be better off just biting this guy? If he Bloodlusts, then he trades both his guys, his guys are worthless, so I'd just be using Bloodlust to kill him. But, doesn't change the situation that much. Maybe I should save the swipe in case he gets more guys or I get more spell power. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna bite.
Where shall I strike?
Not written.
For the wild.
Okay, he has a lot more cards than I do. Currently he has junk on the battlefield. He has things that he got for free, basically. But
They are bend to my command.
that's really bad if he has the Doom Hammer, or actually any weapon, but he may have drafted him hoping he would get weapons and not, or he may just have one weapon in here and just get it. Wow, I wish I had a spell power right now, because killing him with this would be awesome. But even Swipe and Starfire, if I use the 1 damage from the Swipe, it's not enough to get him. And that sucks. Now, I could Starfire him, see what I draw, although it would have to be like a Wrath, basically. Because even if I draw spell power at that point, it wouldn't be too late. I could use the Starfire and the Swipe on him. It's a lot of stuff, but the Swipe would at least still kill the token. I could kill something with him, and it wouldn't be too bad. Plus, I'm drawing a card from this. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that'll be good later. Best I could do. I've used up just about all my good, killing stuff spells now, though. So, things could go downhill pretty fast. I also have the problem that I can't go... Normally you play him last, right? But if I go Frostwolf and then him, then I'm not getting the extra +1/+1. If I do the other order, then I can't play him afterwards, because he'd cost 8. Ooh, that solves my problem a little bit. This is still not a good situation, though. Although at least he's used up most of those cards. I am not too happy with this, though. This guy will be mostly dead if he kills him. Plus, my opponent has 2 spell power out, so crazy badness can happen. Speaking of crazy badness, at least it died, but wow. If he got a weapon, those weaponsmiths are very threatening. Okay. Well, since this appears to be what I've got, I can have him come out as a 5/5 and still do both, so that's what I better do.
The Frostwolves stand ready. You gotta be kidding
Could kill him with this, but I think I'm better off killing the guy that I survive. Because now this is still a threat out here for him. This is... I don't like this at all. Situation... It may not be that unbalanced, but it was still pretty far in his favor. Now he's got quite an army, and I don't know how I'm going to recover. I need to draw an Azure Drake, and an Azure Drake into another 5-cost minion, but I've used most of my 5-cost minions. That would have been useful at some point when I had more stuff out, which I don't think is now. What am I going to do? First off, do I have lethal? If I Savage Roar and Kung Fu, then I'm doing 3...
What to do?
Plus 9 is 12. Plus 7 is 19. Wow. I almost have him dead. Let's make sure. Okay. 5, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I am 1 damage short of killing this guy. That is obnoxious, and my situation is not going to be as good next time.
What to do?
So, this can kill that, and he only takes 2 damage in the process. Yeah, I think, and this guy kills that, and I think I may have to actually Savage Roar just so that I can kill this guy. And then there'll be less stuff around. Seems like such a waste, though. It's such a waste of the Savage Roar, but it's what I've got, and it lets me kill one more 4-attack guy. I can't just leave them alive. Can I? Situation look like? 4, 8. I mean, he could trade and kill my stuff, but I think I'm gonna have to do this. What? I clicked. You saw me click that attack. That was bullshit. I can't. So now I lost my card that I could have won the game with at a later date, and I didn't get to kill this guy. That was ridiculous. You were dead. Look at that. I would have taken the same amount of damage, except this guy would be dead. I'm probably losing this game anyway. I mean, that's pretty darn good. But this is so stupid. I killed him. Bite me. That is a ripoff. I would have had at least one more turn alive, unless he can Wind Fury this. Even then, I would have been at 1 if he just Wind Furies this, and that's it. Yeah, no, I would have had another turn to try and turn this around. That is bullshit. Oh, that is bull. My deck was not performing as well as I'd hoped overall. I did run into pretty tough opponents, so I'm not even sure if that's a perfectly even estimate. Really, I got like a random like common instead of gold. I would have really preferred like 30 gold or something. That blows. But I'm just very annoyed there. I'm pretty sure I would have lost that game anyway, but I'm really annoyed at how that went down because I totally killed that guy. Golden Rare Ancestral Spirit. It's not a horrible card, but it's not fantastic. Might get turned into dust. But anyway, we'll see if I can have just not get screwed as much next time. If you enjoyed this, please activate the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.